Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. And today, my group, which consists of Mafira Mutia Zahra, myself, and my partner Putri Silkaliana, and today we will explain about the leadership behavior, which is in chapter 7. Why study leadership behavior? Many people in positions of authority either do not know how to build teams or get results through others, or do not realize how their behavior negatively affects the people who work for them. And good leadership behaviors are crucial to become someone who inspires and leads people to maximize efficiency and to achieve the goals of the organization. Leadership behaviors are essential to increase productivity of a team, and consistent leadership can motivate a team to greater performance. And these are the figure of the building blocks. Leadership behaviors, which include skills and competencies, are a function of intelligence and personality traits, emotional intelligence, values, attitudes, interests, knowledge, and also an experience. And the factors in the bottom layer of the blocks are relatively difficult to change, and they predispose a leader to act in distinctive ways. So from the top to the bottom, it is from top to the bottom, it is relatively from difficult to from the difficulties of the change. And much of the initial leader behavior research was conducted at Ohio State University and the University of Michigan. And to obtain information about a particular leader's behavior, subordinates were asked to rate the extent to which their leader performed behaviors like the following, which are: he lets subordinates know when they've done a good job, or he sets clear expectation about performance, or he shows concern for subordinates as individuals, and he makes subordinates feel at ease. And in analyzing the questionnaires from thousands of subordinates, the statistical pattern of responses to all the different items indicate that leaders could be described in terms of two independent dimensions of behavior called consideration and initiating structure. And for the consideration refers to how friendly and supportive a leader is toward the subordinates, such as speaking up for subordinates' interests, caring about their personal situations, and also showing appreciation for their work. And for the initiating structure, it refers to how much a leader emphasizes meeting work goals and accomplishing tasks. And the researchers at the University of Michigan conclude that 4 categories of leadership behaviors are related to effective group performance, which are: the first is leader support, includes behaviors where the leader shows concern for the subordinates. And then we have interaction facilitation. It includes those behaviors where leaders act to smooth over and minimize conflicts among the followers. And also the third is goal emphasis, are concerned with motivating subordinates to accomplish the task at hand. And then also work facilitation, which are concerns with clarifying roles, acquiring and allocating resources, and reconciling organizational conflicts. And the next slide will be explained by Putri Silkalian.
Okay, thank you, Makfira. So for the next slide is about the table of the leadership grid. As you can see from the slide, we already conclude the table for the leadership grid itself. So the leadership grid profiles leader behavior on two dimensions. The first is concern for people, and also the second is concern for production. So the word concern reflects how leaders' underlying assumptions about people at work and the importance of the bottom line affect the leadership style. Next slide, please. And this is for the competency models. So this we will describe the behavior and skill managers need to exhibit if an organization is to be successful. Different organizations having a distinct competency model. So there are 6 big points of the competency models. And the first is analyzing problems and making decisions. So analyzes issues and makes sound, logical business decision in a timely manner. And the second is planning and organizing. So in planning and organizing, we have to establish the clear goals and action plans and also organize resources to achieve business outcomes. And next is thinking strategically. It brings a broad perspective to bear on issues and problems. And also managing execution. It directs and monitors performance and intervenes as appropriate to ensure successful achievement of business objectives. And next is about the financial and technical savvy. It demonstrates strong technical and financial knowledge when resolving customer, operational, and also financial problems. And the last is about inspiring aligned to purpose. It successfully engages people in the mission, vision, values, and direction of the organization, fosters a high level of motivation. And there is also driving change. It is about the challenges the status quo and looks for ways to improve team or organizational performance, building the talent base. We have to be understand about the talent needed to support the business objectives, and also create open communication. It communicates clearly and creates an environment in which important issues are shared. And number 10 is fostering teamwork. It creates an environment where employees work together effectively to achieve goals, and also customer focus. It maintains a clear focus on customer needs, like demonstrates a strong desire to provide exemplary customer service. And last is build relationship. It develops and sustains effective working relationships with direct reports, peers, managers, and others. And there are 4 more points in competency models. The first is credibility. It earns others' trust and confidence, builds credibility with others through consistency between words and action, and follow through on commitments. And personal drive is demonstrate urgency in meeting objective and achieving result. And also adaptability is about confidently adapts and adjusts to change and challenge, like maintains a positive outlook and works constructively under pressure. And last is learning approach. It proactively identifies opportunities and resources for improvement. And next is about the leadership pipeline. So the leadership pipeline is a useful model for explaining where leaders need to spend their time, what they should be focusing on, and what they should be letting go, and also the types of behavior they need to exhibit as they move from first line supervisor to the functional manager to the CEO. And according to the leadership pipeline model, the most effective leaders are those who can accurately diagnose the organizational level of their job and then exhibit behaviors commensurate with this level. And this is the table of leadership pipeline. This is the example of the leadership pipeline. So the leadership pipeline provides a useful framework, as you can see from the picture, for thinking about how leadership competencies change as people are promoted through organization. And as you can see from the table, in the part of organizational level, there is individual contributor, and also for the competency requirement, it explains about the technically proficient, use individual contributor, use company tools, build relationship with members, and for the time application for the individual contributor, it met personal duties, arrive or depart on time, and also for the work values, it get results through personal proficiency, high quality work, and also accept company values, and etc. Next slide, please. And this is still about a table of the leadership pipeline. Next slide, please. So this is for the community leadership. So what is community leadership? Community leadership is the process of building a team of volunteers to accomplish some important community outcome and represent an alternative conceptualization of leadership behavior. The example of the community leadership might include forming a group to raise funds for a new library, and gathering volunteers for a blood or food drive, or maybe like organizing a campaign to change immigration or healthcare laws. And this community leadership takes place whenever a group of volunteers gets together to make something happen or maybe not happen in their community. So assessing leadership behavior about multi-rater feedback instrument. We also already attached the table or the picture of the sources for 360-degree feedback. The highest is the boss, and also self, peers, and direct reports. And one way to improve leader effectiveness is to give leaders feedback regarding the frequency and skill with which they perform various types of leadership behavior. These tools show that direct reports, peers, and superiors can have very different perceptions of a leader's behavior. And a manager may think he or she gets along well with others, but if 360-degree feedback rating from peers and direct reports indicate that the manager is difficult to work with, so the manager should gain new insight on what to do to improve his or her leadership effectiveness. So it is the end of our slide of our presentation. Thank you for your attention. And also, is there any question for us?